Hi guys, I just wanted to do a quick video, talk you through how I removed the sump on this Range Rover Evoque. It will work on a disco sport as well, anything from 2016 onwards, and you can do it on the ground. It's just to show you that you can do it. It's a little bit difficult with jack and some action
You
stands.
would obviously need to drain the oil first. This is just to give you an overview of what the sump looks like, where it lives, etc. So you just get an idea. You will need to remove the subframe. I removed the subframe. You probably don't have to, but I found that when I was removing the sump, I had great difficulty bringing the sump past the subframe. I was going to remove it anyway because I was doing the gearbox on it, so it just made it easier. You might be able to get away with it.
I'm not going to go through exactly how to remove the subframe, but there's a few things that you need to do, like remove the lower ball joint, lower suspension arm. You can follow this for both sides. There are two bolts holding the brake caliper in place. The lower bolt would need to be removed. Then you can remove the bolt that's holding the lower arm. You need to remove the steering column. It's got a 10mm bolt going through it and some other 10mm nuts holding it, the actual cover in place. Here you'll see that inside the car by the footwell. Here's the subframe removed. Just use a jack. I use a transmission jack and a creeper to help me move it out of the drive
way.
shaft
Quite
out the
heavy.
way. You can see here there's a bracket with two nuts, 13mm nuts holding the drive shaft in with at the bearing. Once that's out, you should be able to pull back on the hub and move the drive shaft out the way. You don't need to take it out completely out of the hub. Once the drive shaft's out of the way, you'll see immediately behind the drive shaft that there is a bracket that's bolted onto the sump itself. You need to remove that. Some bolts, you'll notice there's a bracket on the DPF as well. You need to take that off. You would also need to remove the starter motor. There's two bolts holding it into place and also some connections on the back of it. Make sure you disconnect the battery first. Now you should have access to all of the bolts in the sump. There should be at least 12 or so in there. You'll notice that there's two special bolts that look different to the rest. Please just make a note of where they go because you'll need to put them into the right place. You also have some 8mm bolts going into the sump from the front of the engine where the auxiliary belt is and the crankshaft pulley. Move those. Here you can see the sump coming off. You can just about see the oil pump there. Now you just need to mind the dipstick as it's connected into the sump. A 7mm bolt holds the top of the dipstick tube in place, and then you'll just need to use a plier or something to push it out of the sump. And the sump is off. As you can see, it's the oil sump. I really hope that helps somebody. If you got any questions, please drop them down below. And yep, thank you for watching. Goodbye.